Good afternoon. This is Media Center Ukraine Odessa. We're glad to welcome everyone. And we're starting today with Serhii Bratchuk, spokesman for the head of the Odesa Military Administration. Mr. Bratchuk, the floor is yours. Glory to Ukraine. I would like to welcome everyone. At the beginning, I would like I would say congratulate everyone on the 23rd of February, because on this day we celebrate an event that became a brick of our independence, because on this day there was the ultimatum from Germany, and Bolsheviks had to sign agreement acknowledging and recognizing independence of Estonia, Finland, and Ukraine. And Bolsheviks, Russia accepted that ultimatum. And we remember our historical events, and I would like to congratulate you on this day. As for the situation in the Odesa region, unfortunately, the aircraft and missile attack all over Ukraine is highly probable, including Odessa and Odesa Oblast. With due account of this and pursuant to the recommendation of the Ministry of Education, as a preventive event on the eve of the start of the full-scale war of Russia against Ukraine, the Department of Education and Science of the Odesa Military Administration recommends to have a remote educational process during the upcoming 3 days. I would also like to remind that the territorial units continue planned military training to increase defense capacity of our region and the south of Ukraine in general. So, if you hear any noises and there are no official announcement of air alerts, just know that our units keep training to show their capacity on the battlefield. I would also like to remind that because of the stormy weather, there is still mine threat in the Black Sea, because they could be turned off from their anchorage and brought closer to the coastline. I would also like to remind about the activities of the State Emergency Service aimed at destroying the remnants of Russian missiles and the ammunition left from the World War II. Please keep safe, and I would like to remind that from the 25th of February of 2022, it's prohibited to attend our beaches, the coastline, and navigation in the sea by small boats. I would also like to remind that it is forbidden to use fireworks during the martial law in Odessa and Odesa Oblast. As for the current security situation in the Odesa Oblast, I would like to remind that the recruitment in the offensive battalion Black Sea Siege is ongoing. The place of dislocation of the unit has been defined. The managers of the battalion and commanders have been almost all appointed, and I would like to remind that the international recruiters are also interested in serving in this battalion. But we are mostly interested in the veterans of the Russia-Ukraine war and those citizens who have already started training under the guidance of experienced instructors who are ready to share their experience. I would like to remind you the telephone number 0800 333 126. As for humanitarian situation in the region, as for the grain agreement, it will expire on the 18th of March. And I would like to say that all three ports of Big Odesa are involved in this initiative. We have already started the process of negotiating with our partners, the UN and Turkey, to prolong this agreement. There is a queue of more than 150 vessels because of Russia in Bosphorus. From the 1st of August of 2022, Ukraine has exported more than 2 million tons of Ukrainian food products, but because Russia hinders the process, the whole world cannot obtain at least 3 million tons of Ukrainian products. Grain from Ukraine project is ongoing. The fifth vessel has left Ukraine this week, heading to Africa. 25,000 tons of Ukrainian grain are now heading to Kenya, and 500,000 tons to Ethiopia. There was deterioration of weather conditions. That's why at the beginning of the week, several settlements and towns were left without power supply. The situation was extremely severe in Odesa Rayon. From the 21st to the 23rd of February, more than 30,000 of families got power supply. Due to the, thanks to the activities of 44 brigades and 106 persons, and the relevant equipment. As of yesterday, all customers were already with the power supply. Around 40 airlines have been repaired, allowing to ensure power supply to more than 800 transformer stations. The situation in Odessa is fully controlled, and this week the situation was discussed at the meeting of the staff headed by Mr. Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. That's all on my side. Do you have any specific recommendations to the residents of Odessa with regard to the anniversary of Russia's attack, which will be tomorrow? Because Budanov has already mentioned possible attacks and massive attacks from the north or from the air. Do you have any specific recommendations for Odessa residents and the residents of Odessa region? We should remember about information hygiene. That's why we also use the information from the official sources, including the representatives of our authorities. As for panic messages, including with regard to the Odessa region, including some nuclear waste message issues, etc., is a part of information and psychological operations of the Russian Federation. As for possible attacks, as I've already mentioned, the probability is very high, so it's possible. But again, it may not happen, because the threat is all the time there, because we are living during the war. We just need to remember the rules and what we should do during air raid alerts. And this is the most important thing. When we speak about some important days or offensive operations, then we should take information from the official military sources. But I can say that since the 24th February of the last year, every day has been important for Ukrainians, and every day brings us closer to our victory. Thank you. Thank you for this briefing. Thank you for the information about the region. The next briefing will take place at 1 p.m., and it will be dedicated to events that will take place in Odesa today and tomorrow, that will be dedicated to the Russia-Ukraine full-scale war. So stay tuned, and we are waiting for you at 1 p.m.